东契奇最年长的鞋迷，诺维斯基和库里的伯乐唐尼尔森教练到底有多叛逆？他与这些弟子们有什么样有趣的故事？大家好，这里是 Telfer， 我们一起挖掘真实励志有趣的篮球文化。你的点赞让我不停更新。2016年8月9日，前 NBA 教练唐尼尔森在夏威夷的家中去世，享年86岁。许多 NBA 球员都在社交媒体上第一时间表达对老尼尔森教练的怀念。当然，老尼尔森不仅深受球员们的爱戴，我们频道的老朋友 Skip Bayless 也是他的粉丝。他直呼老尼尔森为 Genius of a Mad Scientist， 有着天才头脑的疯狂实验家。老尼尔森到底有多疯狂？他为什么受到这么多球员的尊敬？2015年6月，雷霆主场迎战步行者的总决赛第2场，转播镜头持续锁定着一位嚼着口香糖的老人，他就是唐尼尔森。就在这一天，老尼尔森收获了 Chuck Daly Lifetime Achievement Award 查克戴利终身成就奖，这是 NBA 颁发给教练的最高荣誉之一。这个奖项用来表彰那些将一生奉献给篮球的教练们。出乎很多人的意料，在黑色的正装下，叛逆的老尼尔森选择了一双卢卡东契奇的球鞋 Luka for Gun Fishing 钓鱼配色。作为前独行侠主教练，尽管老尼尔森与东契奇从来没有共事过，但是他们还是建立了深厚的友谊。
And Luka too, my dear friend.
在随后的颁奖典礼发布会上，唐尼尔森丝毫没有掩饰对东契奇的支持。
As a matter of fact, I want everybody to know I'm wearing Luka's shoes, and I'm wearing them in protest for the trade from Dallas. I think it was a tremendous mistake by the Dallas franchise to trade him.
而东契奇的独行侠老大哥德克诺维斯基与唐尼尔森有着更深的羁绊。1998年的耐克篮球峰会在圣安东尼奥举办，在这场比赛之前，诺维斯基仅仅是一个在德国2级联赛打球的19岁年轻人。但是在篮球峰会的比赛，面对拉沙德·吕维斯、埃尔·哈林顿这些美国明星球员，诺维斯基砍下了33分、14个篮板的2双数据，他一举打破了当时耐克篮球峰会的得分记录，而这个记录直到2010年才被超越。在之前的视频中，我曾经详细介绍过耐克篮球峰会，如果你感兴趣的话，欢迎去看看这期视频。而这场篮球峰会的比赛让诺维斯基彻底进入了 NBA 球探们的视野，但是尼尔森父子显然比联盟中的其他人更早发现了诺维斯基的天赋。
And was fortunate enough to scout him for a week straight here in Dallas when he was with the European high school players playing American high school players, and we're lucky enough to have an inside track on him really before the league really found out how great he was.
在当时，因为联盟规则限制，他们不被允许观看非公开的球员训练，而这位叛逆的主教练选择躲起来，偷偷观察这位大个子。
That time together with just two in the gym, we were way up in the corner. Nobody knew we were there. We were hiding because the NBA scouts were not allowed to scout that.
最终在1998年选秀会当晚，老尼尔森通过交易得到了首轮第9顺位被雄鹿队选中的诺维斯基，并同时得到了史蒂夫纳什。这2位日后的 MVP 在同一天被交易到了独行侠队。作为诺维斯基 NBA 生涯的第1位主教练，唐尼尔森为他设计了大量外线出手的战术，帮助他逐步在联盟中站稳脚跟。对于诺维斯基本人来说，他始终认为唐尼尔森是他 NBA 生涯的领路人。在得知这位伯乐去世之后，诺维斯基为他心中的传奇写下了这样一段话 ：Nelly, you didn't just draft me, you believed in me. You saw things in my game before I ever realized I could do them. I've said it a million times, and I will always say it. I don't think my career could turn out how it did without you being my first coach and giving me the freedom to play my game. I can only say thank you for everything. Rest in peace, legend.与诺维斯基一样，另一位全明星球员史蒂芬·库里 NBA 的第1位主教练也是唐尼尔森。老尼尔森全程参与了库里的选秀过程，尽管他并没有预料到库里会跌落到第7顺位。
Yes, I actually was the guy responsible for drafting him. I was the head coach, and that's the guy I wanted. We didn't think we'd ever get him because we had the 6th pick in the first round, and we didn't think he'd ever get there. But
而库里本人也认为，老尼尔森是他加入勇士的主要原因。
He was my first coach. He introduced me to the league. He saw a lot of me when I was coming out of college. The main reason I was here, his voice saying he wanted to draft me.
这位疯狂的教练对爱徒十分器重，甚至会为了他冲进健身房破口大骂。
Our summer league started. I think I probably shot like low 30s from 3 in training or in summer league. They were trying to get me in the weight room doing all these lifts and stuff. I'm shooting like trash in training camp like the first week. He walked in there and cussed out everybody in the room. It was like, y'all killing the shot. He's lifting too much weight. And to me, I didn't know that as a concept because I always just wanted to get stronger. I never thought I could get to that point. But then when he called it out, I was like, wait, are they really messing up my shot?
老尼尔森早就为库里找好了发展模板。早在2010-11赛季，库里职业生涯的第2年，老尼尔森就认为库里是最接近史蒂夫纳什的后卫。
I mean, it's not fair to compare anybody with an MVP, twice over, but You know, that's as close as I've ever seen anybody, you know, come to a Nash.
叛逆、疯狂这些标签一直围绕着老尼尔森。尽管他的教练生涯并没有得到过总冠军，但他始终保持了乐观积极的态度，帮助每一支执教过的球队从低谷中爬了出来。而在场外，他也一直保持着自己的叛逆精神。退役之后，还会给自己找点乐子。
Each of you talk briefly about what you've been doing after basketball. Coach, I know you live in Hawaii, right? So.
Yeah, I've been smoking some pot, actually.
尽管他已经离开了我们，但他的战术理念以及他的爱徒们仍然散落在联盟的每一个角落。